What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome to another live stream, baby. 2 weeks in a row. Let's get at it. Hope everyone so far has had a good weekend and is having a good week so far. Let me know some of your goals this week that you guys are getting into. Also, when you guys join on in, let me know if you can hear me well and also see me well, because we are in the garage today. So what's up, everyone? Anthony's up in here. How's it going, man? Mr. Sunjeeb, as always, in these live streams. Josh is in here too. How's it going, Tom? What is up, everyone? How's it going? So this week, aviation, welcome to the live stream. It's been a little while, man. How's it going? Hope everything is well. Hear you good? Sounds good. Yeah, for some reason on StreamYard, Juan's up in here too. Leroy, how's it going, sir? Flex is going on up in here too. How's it going, guys? For some reason, StreamYard just says that I don't have service sometimes, but it seems good. And then when I watch the playback back, it also seems good too. So if you guys are new to the live streams, basically all we do is you guys ask some questions, and then I throw them up right here onto the screen for you guys, and then we just talk about them. So you guys can ask anything from Toyota questions, and also, that's not really a question right there. Anthony has a different question. But it could be Toyota questions, it could be life questions, whatever you guys want. You could go ahead and throw them into the comments section. Live streams for me are basically just me connecting with you guys weekly, it seems like, thus far. I try to be in the comments as much as possible. Scotty, what's up, man? I try to be in the comments section as much as possible, but sometimes it just gets out of hand and I'm not able to get to you guys as much as possible. So that's why I like these live streams. So Anthony's starting out the questions. Hopefully he's in here. He sent these questions in a little bit early. He says, I have a question. Why doesn't any model of the 4Runner come with mudguards, but certain models of the new and old gen Tacomas come with them? I'm not really sure. And a lot of the Tacomas, when you get the mudguards, they're actually like a $70 option, I think. So maybe that is going to be the thing for 4Runner as well. Did you know that the first Lexus ES and the first gen RX actually had cloth interior? That's crazy, because Lexus, as we know it, now they all have like either the new Lux, which is kind of their version of Softex, and or also leather, or leather basically now. But that's crazy that an older one had that. And the Previa, fun fact, yeah, that was a very cool vehicle, a mid-engine van, and you could also get a Previa as a manual, which is pretty cool. So that is awesome. I appreciate you guys joining the channel, Anthony. That is awesome, man. Josh says, man, it's hard waiting for you vehicle to come in, for my vehicle to come in. We're actually getting rid of 2 vehicles, maybe 3 potentially, rather quickly. So the Land Cruiser is going to be going, and also the Tacoma TRD Pro. Maybe one more, not 100% sure yet. It was a vehicle that I was supposed to have for a while, but sometimes some opportunities come up, and sometimes stuff has to go, basically. But yeah, appreciate you guys joining up into the live stream, and let's get rolling on some questions. Typically, we go about 10 minutes, sometimes behind on questions. I try not to. I try to give you guys as much answer as possible and fully in depth, instead of just giving you some quick BS answers. But Tom says, what's the best way to permanently disable the auto start stop on the Tundra? So there's actually a cable for this that you can buy, I think on Amazon, for like 25 bucks. But for me, I never really touched my button when I had my 3rd gen Tundra. If you depress your brake, and you don't mash your brake, it actually says on the little screen, depress brake further to engage the auto start stop. So if you're just easy with the brake on the truck, it doesn't really shut the vehicle off. So I know some people, it's just like their routine and just touch the button every single time they get in. But I think there's like a $20 or $25 little adapter that you can get on Amazon. Anthony says TFL just bought a GMC Canyon. I saw that in an orange color. Actually looks pretty cool. The GMC Canyon is a nice truck for the price. It's actually a really nice truck. What RRW would look good with ice cap style and color? I like their new, I think it's their RG6s. I like from them. They're their mono forged ones, so they're super lightweight, also very expensive. And man, with ice cap, You know me, man. Machined would look really, really good. Or, black and white always looks good together. Honestly, with an ice cap color vehicle, you could get away with anything. Bronze would look good. I had an ice cap. I assume you're talking Tundra here. But I had a ice cap Tundra, and I had bronze relations race wheels on that, and it looked very, very good. GSXR, how's it going, man? What is up? The NAB is up in here too. How's it going, everyone? I'm going to be near Northwest Florida until at least the end of the year. Any good places for off-roading? Going to try Point Washington this weekend. So up where we live in the Northwest Florida area, it's more scenic and definitely more flat for sure. If you go a little bit more north into Blackwater, there's some good trails up there. You guys could check out Onyx Off-Road. They have some good trails in our area up in the Blackwater area. And I believe that there's also an off-road park near Panama City area too. So we do have some stuff, but it's definitely not a lot like when compared to the West Coast. we definitely don't have a lot. Scotty says, back from a weekend trip in Park City, and the Land Cruiser Museum was so rad. Dude, the Land Cruiser Museum is very, very cool. There's so much stuff in there, all nice and organized. They have little placards about all the vehicles and stuff too. The Land Cruiser Museum, if you guys are in Salt Lake City area, or Park City, and you guys are somewhat close to Salt Lake City, and you ever have the chance to go to the Land Cruiser Museum, it's a super, super good time. Can you have car seats in the Tacomas? I believe you can. I think there's 2 anchor points in the back of the Tacoma for car seats right there. The NAB says, what do you know about the upcoming potential baby Land Cruiser or a Toyota hardtop? All I know right now is that a lot of that stuff, unfortunately, is for overseas, and it's not really here for the United States. But hopefully it comes to the United States. I think a lot of people would like a smaller version off-road vehicle, and a lot of the competition, they're making very cool off-roady things, or at least hyping it around, especially in the EV market. So hopefully we get something like that, and it would be really cool. Britton, how's it going, man? Welcome to the live viewing in over there on Facebook. I appreciate it, man. Hope everyone is having a good week so far. Have you tried out the OEM Tundra dash cam? I actually have not tried the OEM dash cam at all. And Toyota Jeff coming in here. So we are about a couple minutes behind on chat and stuff, but this is how you jump straight up to the top by donating. You guys do not have to. YouTube is a free, beautiful platform, but if you want to help support the channel like Toyota Jeff did, then that's how you jump up to the top. He says, can Holly and I come visit you sometime this year? Of course. You guys are always welcome to the beautiful Florida area. Just don't come during hurricane season or when it's super hot. But yes, you guys are always welcome to come on in down to Florida. Thank you, Jeff, for the donation, dude. I truly appreciate it. The Package Biscuit says, have you found the oil dipstick tube on the RHO yet? Just kidding. Love that truck. Yeah, so that doesn't have an actual oil dipstick. Everything is completely computerized with that truck. So it says I have 87% left on my oil life. The dealership says, hey, it should be done at about 5,000 miles for that truck, and that's the difference too. So that's going to be a cool thing, 5,000 miles in, paying for an oil change, because with Toyota, you get the Toyota Care for the first 2 years, 20,000 miles with it. With the Ram, you got to pay it, John says, just moved to the Fort Walton Beach area. Not sure how I feel about the local dealer. What Toyota dealer in the area do you recommend? Yeah, they're not the best. Their maintenance is decent. They're getting a lot better with it here and there, but I still have heard some horror stories, unfortunately. Dude, really in like our local area, there's not many good ones. Even the one in Pensacola, they charge over MSRP for certain vehicles and stuff. Their maintenance, I think, over there in Pensacola seems to be pretty good. And I've gone to Toyota of Panama City Beach as well, and I haven't had really any issues with them. So Toyota Fort Walton, like if you're going in there for maintenance, Mark is, I believe he's still the maintenance manager over there. So, or the service manager, I should say. So like they'll try to hook you up as best as possible. As for buying a vehicle, you really have to negotiate with them and stuff. And they do put a lot of add-ons to their vehicles, but there's a lot of cars on the lot. So, I mean, you could definitely negotiate between the 3 dealerships that we have here. Al says, I've seen some people reported issues with the new 4Runner. Have you heard of any? I've seen a couple here and there, like fitment issues and stuff. I have had some fitment issues with my front fenders on my 4Runner, but I haven't had any powertrain issues. There are some people that say they have a little bit herky-jerky of a transmission. Sometimes that has happened with mine, but it's usually like after I do a road trip with it, and then, you know, I go to do some city driving. Sometimes it holds a gear longer than I would like it to, but I haven't really had any issues. Like, I haven't heard of any major big issues yet with the new 4Runner. So hopefully, knock on wood, it's going to be pretty good. Like, big shoes to fill, right, with that vehicle, especially coming from a 5th gen. Mr. Sanjeev says, what's your favorite full-size truck? Ram 1500 RHO and Tundra will be, will you review the Lexus UX 300H? Do you know if Lexus and Toyota are adding Google built in anytime soon? I don't think that they're going to be adding Google like other auto manufacturers are, because they're keeping like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So I don't think that they would be adding that in unless that's part of their new infotainment system that debuted on the RAV4, which I don't remember them saying any information about like integrated Google with that. But my favorite full-size truck right now, I mean, is probably Ram. They offer a lot for the price, and now they have a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty and stuff. So I mean, that's pretty good. I do like GM's products with how they look. I like the fact that you can still get V8s with them. I like the fact that you could get a diesel engine with them. Ford products are fine. I've never been like the most insane fan of the Ford, except for the Raptor. And the Tremor is actually pretty cool for the F-150. But for full-size truck right now, I mean, honestly, my Ram has me still very excited. FSEP says, any recommended overlanding areas in the Gulf area in Nashville, heading that way for July 4th? It's going to be hot. So like no real good camping areas unless you go up into like the Blue Ridge Mountains and stuff. If you look up the Blue Ridge Mountains, especially if you're heading into Tennessee in the Nashville area, that would be a lot cooler, nicer terrain and stuff up there too. Tons of camping spots. There's also some spots of Kentucky that are beautiful, land between the lakes as well. I'm not sure which route you're going. But if you just type in Blue Ridge Mountains, I mean, that spans all the way from Georgia through Tennessee, the Carolinas and stuff. The Blue Ridge Mountains areas is just stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. About to hit 10K miles in my TRD Sport. Gotta take. Maybe take it into the dealership one. 10K miles, that's awesome, dude. My TRD Off-Road Tacoma that I had has, I think the new owner said, almost 15,000 miles on it or so, and it's running great for him. GSX R says it does that with all new Toyotas as long as you don't fully. Yeah, so yeah, for the auto brake stuff, if you don't fully depress the brake, then it never shuts off. On my Ram, it also has the auto start or auto shut off start stop bull crap on it. But that has never, like, once gone off on mine. Like, every time I start the vehicle, it says auto start stop disabled for cabin heating or cooling or whatever. So I think that's just Ram's default. They're like, hey, it's installed in the vehicle, but it's never going to work. Getting a MagnaFlow overland exhaust for my Tundra, can't wait. Had the cut and clamp version on the MagnaFlow, but the drone was just too much. Hoping to get the full package helps. I think it will, because there was really no drone. Sometimes at like higher RPM with my Tacoma with the overland setup, but it was really, really good on my Tacoma, and I assume that it would be just as good with the Tundra. Flex says, hey John, I'm curious about the upcoming Tundra refresh. Is it coming soon? Have you heard anything, any confirmed changes? I haven't heard anything. All I know is that it's going to get like an updated infotainment screen. It's going to get updated gauges and stuff. But I don't know of really anything else with that truck. I assume that it's going to have the same powertrain options. Maybe a plug-in hybrid version of it, because I know Toyota is going to a lot more of the hybrid stuff in the future. So we may get a plug-in version of the Tundra. 2400 watt inverter in the back would be nice too, because they showed that on the LX700H, and all the Toyota's new hybrids have that 2400 watt inverter. So that would be cool to have for the Tundra, but I don't know when it's going to come. It's either going to come in 2026 or 2027, I'd assume. I don't know the exact date for that. We do know that the 26 Tundra is going to be the same one that we have, because Toyota showed us that in the Wavemaker color at HQC when I was there. So I know that the body style and everything of the 26 Tundra is going to be the exact same as what we have. I just don't know if they're doing any sort of little refreshes to it at all. Phoenix Odyssey says, getting my 4Runner ORP this weekend, guys. Can't wait to build it up. Dude, congrats, Phoenix. That is awesome. I hope you freaking enjoy it, dude. Jay Royal Oak says, does your new 4Runner ride the brakes way too hard in traffic or when the person in front of you is merging? I don't know if it is. So there's something in that where if you like let off the gas, it'll automatically brake. I don't know exactly what that is to turn off. I think it may be the PDA thing to turn it off, because that was on my Tacoma, and you'll see it on the gauge cluster if you have a fully digital gauge cluster, and maybe even on an SR5 too. I don't know what model you have, Royal Oak. But if you just let off the gas, you'll see like 2 red lights in that gauge cluster turn on, and that means that the vehicle is automatically braking for you. I think it's the PDA that you turn off. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but it's in the gauge cluster to turn it off. You may have to look in your manual for that. How are you liking the OTT Tune across your fleet? Dude, I love it. I really love it in the Tundra, and on the 4Runner, it's been great too. On the 5th gen 4Runner, it's good. It's definitely way more noticeable than when that truck was stock, but we still don't have the transmission calibration done yet for the 4Runner, and I know that once we do that, it'll be even better. So across the board, the OTT tune's been great. You know, there are other tuners out there that are going to give you like more horsepower and torque. I went for, not saying that those aren't reliable, but I just went with OTT because they're a little bit more refined from what I've seen for my research and stuff, and they're a little bit more tame versus a lot of the competition. So I just went with them for that, versus I'm just closing out some of these apps and stuff just to hopefully get a little bit better of internet connection. But across the board, man, the OTT tune has been absolutely freaking awesome. I like, if you're comfortable tuning your vehicle, I cannot recommend them enough. They've been really, really good. For that guy asking, I got my, oh yeah, the Toyota in Birmingham, and I believe the I forget what it is, but like as you're getting into Mobile area, that Toyota dealership I think is pretty good too, from what I've heard. Blance, how's it going, man? Always coming in saying smash the like button. I truly do appreciate it. Whether you guys are on Facebook or also on YouTube, if you guys hit that like button on every video, that truly helps me out as a creator. It's absolutely free to do, and it helps YouTube recognize that people like the videos. The Royal Oak says, I also hate that the rear window switch isn't inverted to match the up and down direction of the window. Yeah, that takes some getting used to. that is weird, right? But like once you do it, you start to get used to it for sure. But for some reason, for me, man, excuse me, for the 4Runner, Tacoma, Tundra, like they all have that same, like with these new generations, they all have it in the same spot. And I should be used to it, but like for some reason when I'm in the 6th gen 4Runner, I always reach down to lower the window, like down in the center console, because that's where it's at on the 5th gen 4Runner. But like it's in the same spot that I've been pressing on the 3rd gen Tundras, where I pressed for the sliding rear window on the Tacoma. It's literally in the same spot, but for some reason, every time when I'm driving the 4Runner, I go to press it in the center console, like where the 5th gen's at. I'm not sure if that's just like muscle memory for like a 4Runner or what. Nathaniel says, I just traded in my 23 Sequoia Pro for a 22 Tundra Limited. The Tundra has 82,000 miles on the dash, but the engine was replaced in January. Paid $37 for the Tundra. Do you think it's worth it, or is it too risky? Bro, that's a good cheap price for a Tundra, especially that's, you know, relatively brand new, besides other wear and tear on it. And I hope you got a good price for your Sequoia TRD Pro as well. I mean, you know, it's all about saving money, like where you can, you know, saving money where you can, and just making it right. Charles, dude, thank you so much for the $2. Hope the GX and everything is going good. Let me know in the comments, man. how that's all going, Charles. I truly appreciate the donation. We got donations so far from Charles and also Toyota Jeff. You guys are freaking legends, man. I truly appreciate it. Perk says that I finally found my diamond, a 2019 Tundra TRD Pro in Voodoo Blue. Love this truck. How many miles are on it, Perk? And what is the condition? And if you're comfortable saying it, what did you pay for that Tundra? I'm very curious, because I bought mine. It had 28,000 miles on it. It was about $50,000. So I'm curious how Tundra pricing, and also where you're at too. I want to know location, and you know, kind of the price that you pay. But dude, congrats. That is awesome. It's such a cool truck. 81,000 miles, really good condition. 44, Houston, Texas. Dang, dude. That's crazy that they're just keeping their value that good. That is absolutely awesome, man. Congrats, dude. Good condition too. That's awesome. I'm a little bit upset that my Tundra was a smoker truck. Like, it wasn't horrible smoker of a truck, but like I could just distinctly smell it just like a little bit. But we fixed all that. I just made a quick little short form video for Last Fit as well. On the channel, just, you know, reiterating that again. But that's awesome. We are going to be supercharging the Tundra in July. All that stuff finally came into Toyota Mafia. They had some other contracts that they had to fix first, and other customers' vehicles and stuff. But the supercharger is here. I've paid the invoice for the Tundra. We're also doing a big brake kit on the truck as well. And like, part of me just wants to kind of sell that truck to I know I said it's a forever truck, but part of me kind of wants to sell it because some opportunities have come up for us to purchase some more real estate. And I'm kind of like, dude, if I could sell this truck for like literally what I bought it for and just get some money in the bank, that would be awesome. But like, at the same time, they're so rare, right? They're so rare, but like, they're holding their value, Perk. That is absolutely awesome, man. FSEB says, since storage space and payload are a must, Jesus Christ, are the most important things for overlanding, do you think that the Trail Hunter Hybrid missed the mark with less due to the hybrid battery? I think so. I mean, Toyota is also pretty conservative about their payload capacities. I mean, if you look at any overland vehicle, they are well above the payload capacities of those trucks. You know, stiffer springs in the back would help out the Trail Hunter. Maybe even too, if you had to put airbags in the back. Like, the truck is plenty capable for heavy weight. I'm not saying go 4,000 pounds over your payload capacity, but that's like based off of the springs in the truck. It's based off of, you know, no airbags with the truck, and also the tire load rating that Toyota puts on those vehicles. So, I mean, you can improve the truck's payload technically by putting better products on the truck. But yeah, you know, those hybrid batteries, unfortunately, and all the hybrid components do technically bring down that payload capacity. Ryan says, when are more videos coming with the Ram? I check my YouTube every day for more. They are coming this week, brother. Getting the Ram back from the dealership because that seal, it actually came in. And also when they did that TSB for the alignment issue that the truck had, because there was a TSB for that. There's also, I mean, this is the con with having so much software in a vehicle. It messed up my hands-free driving for some reason. So now for my cruise control works, which is fine. The hands-free driving just doesn't work. It always tells me, hey, put your hands back on the steering wheel. So they were trying to fix that while it was also there, but that software, they just don't have it from the manufacturer for some reason, or can't locate that software. I don't know, but I'm like, hey, I'm picking the truck up. I'm not going to wait for software just to have my hands off the steering wheel for cruise control, because I need to start making some content again with this truck, because a lot of people like it. A lot of people on my channel like it. We've gained thousands of subscribers for the Ram RHO, which is absolutely awesome. The Car Guy Online, what's up, man? Dude, I appreciate you coming to these live streams. I'm sorry if I miss yours whenever they are and stuff. I apologize, but thank you so much for supporting my channel, man. We need to get on another live stream together. We should email each other to get on another live stream. Second gen Tundras, who knew they would have bought those instead of gold? Dude, no kidding, man. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Even the 5th gen 4Runner, like, I bought my 5th gen 4Runner, I think, for like $41,000 or something like that back in 2017. And I guarantee you I could get that for it, maybe even more, which and there is that window, right? Because eventually they're going to start to go down in value when more 6th gens come out, and if the 6th gen 4Runner proves itself. And same with the 2nd gen Tundras, they're going to start eventually going down in value, but like they are holding right now. They are holding like absolute crazy. It's wild. Cam, how's it going, man? Says, thanks for your content. Question regarding towing with the new Tacoma. Were you able to resolve the lane keep assist while towing the RV? I never really towed with my Tacoma. There was a picture that I posted on Facebook as like a joke for towing a little pink RV camper, but I don't think I ever towed with it. And I think you just turn that off. Like you should be able to just turn it off on the steering wheel, I believe, because I towed with our Land Cruiser, and a lot of that stuff you were able to just turn off. So I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about, but all those safety nanny features and all that stuff, you could just turn off in the main screen. So for everyone that doesn't like, you know, the radar cruise control maybe, or the truck braking, or the blind spot monitoring, or whatever you don't like about the truck, you should be able to turn a lot of that stuff off. Dennis, how's it going, sir? Hope all is well. Hope California is great. Appreciated our time that we hung out in Florida, man. Thank you so much for popping in the live stream. Pog, how's it going? Says, don't they lowball the payload? Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's like Toyota is very conservative about their numbers, right? Because they don't want, you know, to say, oh, you get 2,000 and then someone overloads it by another 1,000, and then it's just like way too unsafe to be on the road. So Toyota, I feel like, is very conservative about their numbers for payload, but I mean, it's what they go by for the truck. I'm not sure all the legality stuff, but these vehicles are way more capable of any brand. You know, people push them to the limits, which I don't honestly agree with a lot of that stuff, but people do push their payloads to the limits. Nathan says, not sure if this has been answered already, but the 6th gen new electric steering rack and bigger tires, 33s to 35s, is the steering heavier like on the 5th gen, or does it overpower it? So with the electronic power steering, it kind of just like assists the vehicle. Like it's not super heavy. You're not feeling those tires. It's really good. So I mean, I just put like 30, because most of these new 4Runners, they come with like 33-inch tires anyways from the factory. Maybe not as heavy or as wide as some of the aftermarket tires, but the electronic power steering, it just works, man. It just works so well. It's very nimble with those vehicles. I went with a little bit wider of a tire and a little bit more offset in a wheel, and I can't tell the difference over stock. Honestly, I really can't tell the difference in the 4Runner over stock. Even when I had my 3rd gen Tundras, one of them with 35s, and then that Platinum with 37s on it, I couldn't really tell the difference in steering. Like that electronic power steering of the new platforms of Toyotas is actually really good. Also, kind of a con too, just because like it's so nimble and so lightweight to where it's very car-like. And that's kind of like what I actually like a little bit better with the Ram RHO, is it's a very heavy steering wheel. So it feels more truck-like, honestly, than the Tundra does. So that is what I like about the Ram a little bit more than the Tundra platform. So I am drinking, because I'm caught up on questions, guys. So you guys can throw some more in the comment section. But I am drinking this thing called Spindrift. They do have an alcoholic version, which my wife, of course, she found at Whole Foods. But instead of it having natural flavors that aren't technically natural, it just uses fruit. And it's low carb, because I'm trying to stay pretty low carb right now. But it's actually very refreshing and very good. So where are you guys tuning in from, man? I'm not used to being caught up with questions. Where are you guys tuning in from? What do you guys do for work, man? Let me know in the comment section. I want to know where all my viewers are coming in from. Nathan says, awesome, thanks. Yeah, I test drove a new Sport, and it was great feeling compared to my last 5th gen. Just wondered how it would respond to bigger tires. Yeah, I mean, it will relatively be unchanged unless, you know, you're putting super heavy tire. Okay, so Westcott Designs, their 6th gen 4Runner I drove, and Jeff had the PSI of the tires way too high. He had it at like 50 PSI almost in those tires. They were mud terrains. They were E-load rated tires. It drove like crap. It drove so bad. So like that I felt. But, you know, if you don't go super big of a tire, super heavy of a tire, and you don't have the PSI at like 50 PSI, you have it at like a nice like 32 PSI or so, it should drive pretty freaking good. Aaron, drive safe, dude. Driving back from Moab in the Tundra. Heck yeah, drive safe. Moab is so beautiful. Cam says, from Prince Edward Island, Canada, retired from the Canadian Army. And then Virginia, and pricing analysis. Baseball Geek is an IT manager. That's so crazy. Like, that's the beauty of the internet, is one, being able to reach people in so many different countries. I know Canada is just right above us and stuff, but I have viewers that watch from like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Australia, all that stuff, which is pretty crazy that I can see in my analytics, and multiple states as well here in the United States, and then just all sorts of different jobs too. Like it's just very cool. Like when you actually like step back and you know, look at it and not just like names on a screen and just, oh yeah, cool, we like Toyota, blah, 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 whatever. Like it's pretty cool to like get to know where everyone is from. Royal Oak, Panama City Beach, currently an electrical engineer applying for grad school for aerospace engineering. That is so sick. From Montreal, another Canada. I think you should visit Montreal one day. That would be very cool. That would be very cool. I think my passport expires next year. But it would be cool to go up to Canada. And then New York City, EMS for a living. It sucks. Bro, you are always busy, man. Because when I was in New York City, man, they say it's the city that never sleeps, and I believe it, because there are sirens going all the time. Like, it is so loud all the time. Dennis says, so Cody said that you reviewed the RAV4. What do you think? I really like the new RAV4. I haven't driven it yet. I just was able to just like sit inside of it and walk around it and stuff. But yes, there is a plug-in hybrid version of the new RAV4. You're going to get upwards of like 50 miles of EV range, which is pretty cool. And Toyota hasn't given us the actual MPG numbers yet, but I'm really hoping that it's around 40 combined MPG for the normal hybrids. So we are going to hopefully get a RAV4 on the channel when it comes out. I'm thinking about a GR Sport, so I'll definitely have a lot of information on the RAV4 later this year when we're able to do the drive event and you know, give everyone pricing, MPG numbers, all that stuff, and then hopefully I will be able to give my driving impressions on that vehicle as well. I can't say the exact month because Toyota says, hey, don't tell people the month, but it's going to be like close to late Q3 into Q4 of this year. The Royal Oak says, what driving mode do you usually use for the 4Runner? Normal, Eco, or Sport? Weirdly, my MPG is worse using Eco. That is like across the board. On the Tundra, it's worse. On the Sequoia, it's worse. I don't know why Eco is worse. I just do normal. I just do normal mode on the 4Runner. And even with the not bigger tires, but a little bit wider of tires, different offset, the roof rack, the lift, everything that I have on the 4Runner, I'm averaging around 19 miles per gallon with the 4Runner right now. Curious if you ever plan on doing an off-road event with fans, like a meetup. So I try to let everyone know on Instagram like when I'm going somewhere, whether it's like an Overland Expo or something, and I am able to meet quite a few people. I haven't done my own designated event yet. I don't know if it's just imposter syndrome or what, but I just don't know who would show up or if there's crazy people out there, because I am very pro freedom of speech. So when someone pops off in my comment section, I don't give a shit, and I just like pop off back. And then some people are like, oh, John, that's not good for business. I'm like, I don't care. He started it, you know, like you can't come to my channel being an absolute a-hole and think like, oh yeah, you're right. Thank you for what? No, F that. So like, I don't know if there's crazy people out there or whatnot as well, but it would be cool to do you're welcome, Dennis, but it would be cool to do something like that. So people chiming in from Santa Fe, New Mexico, Greg in here. Sam is a Philadelphia firefighter. That is awesome, man. Thank you for your service there. Greg is from Santa Fe, New Mexico, full-time artist. That's pretty cool. Charles is currently in Memphis, but previously Jacksonville Navy. Thank you also for your service, man. That is awesome. Fernando's in SoCal, south of San Diego, financial advisor, 3rd gen Tundra owner. Let's go. Man, California always has like those Tundra meets and everything going on too. That's what's cool about the West Coast is they do get a lot of people together a lot for just like meetups and stuff. And hopefully when I get back to Arizona too, I'm going to be heading back to Phoenix, guys, most likely in July. It's already July. Later this month, going to be heading back to Phoenix. So I know it's hot in Phoenix right now, but hopefully we are able to do some meetups or some rides or something like that. And Orange says, just picked up an ORP hybrid and the responsiveness is very good. And I'm coming from a hybrid Avalon. Yeah, so it's pretty instant and it has definitely good pickup. I think the best thing about the 4Runner hybrids and Tacoma hybrids is the fact that torque comes on at such a low RPM. 1700 RPM, you're getting that full torque. So good job. Congrats, man, on the ORP hybrid. That's a nice vehicle, man. That is awesome. FSEB says, what are your thoughts on Tinker's most recent video on his disappointment on the new Land Cruiser? I actually haven't seen it. I need to watch Kai's video. So I actually haven't seen his last video on that. So I need to catch up. I've been busy. Guys, I have a whole list because I've been traveling, putting stuff off, getting overwhelmed about a lot of things, and that's not the right way to go about things. So, like, I love ChatGPT, and I asked it. I was like, hey, I'm overwhelmed. I have too much stuff to do. How do I like just stop stressing out like every day about everything I have to do and like not trying to get it all done at once? And it's like basically brain dump. And I knew I had to do this. So I just got a piece of paper and just wrote down every single thing that I had to do. And I filled up a whole freaking page. So I have a lot to do. And I'm really trying to stay off of social media like during the day, just allow myself certain allotted time. Because that's the hard thing about working on social media is like once you post and you do something, you're like, oh, comments, oh, this, oh, that. And then I guess ADHD or something. Because then I'm like, how did I get here? Like, what was I trying to do again? So I'm really, really trying to get caught up on everything and then also watch other creators' videos as well. Harry says, hey, John, do you think that you will ever get some old school Yodas or Lexus and build them out for the channel? First gen GX470 owner asking. Definitely will in the future. I would love to be able to have some sort of big shop or something like a big piece of commercial property or a big shop at my own home to be able to have projects like that. Unfortunately, the neighborhood that I live in, it does have an HOA. And if I got a project vehicle and put it in the garage, that would be nice. You know, we could work on it while it's in the garage, but then it starts to take up garage space. And as you guys can see with all that crap that I have over there and all that crap I have over there, I'm blessed to have a 3-car garage, but like I don't have the space, unfortunately, for like a dedicated project car. But that is a goal to have in the future, to have that spot and that space and everything to start doing project cars, even if people don't care about that project car. Like I want to get to the point where on the YouTube channel, like we are 100% like doing it for fun, and everything else is just the byproduct of it. And then, you know, transition that into like you guys, you know, like you guys are just listening to a live stream, me answering questions. And that's what I want more of the channel to become, is just even more of a community to do all that stuff for all automotive types of vehicles. So I think that it would be a good benefit to do all that stuff. So people still chiming in from where they're from. Maybe people are a little bit farther behind, which is totally fine with the live stream. Royal Oak says, any hobbies besides cars and trucks? So we have 2 dogs and 2 cats. I like to somewhat exercise, not, you know, all the time, but because I can't run that much. My back kills me because of the military, but I like to run and walk the dogs. My wife and I, we enjoy going to different like coffee shops and stuff. I don't really play video games that much anymore, so like that's kind of not really a hobby for me, but we do a decent amount of real estate. We have Airbnbs, we had a long-term rental, so we're going to be going to Arizona to start renovation on one of our houses out there. So that's like the end game plan, I guess, and like it's a hobby along with I guess, money making at the same time. But like, I don't really have, I guess, that many hobbies, because like my hobbies is cars, and I enjoy tinkering with cars. I enjoy off-roading. I enjoy camping, but that's kind of like become my job as well, which is awesome. But I would still consider that a hobby, you know, and hanging out with friends when we're able to and whatnot too. So Blue Waffle says that I'm in San Diego too. Just got a 25 Tacoma off-road. Yo, you guys need to hook up, go off-roading and hang out. Ian is from New Jersey, retired MTA and retired Navy Airedale. Dude, awesome. Thanks for your service also, bro. That is awesome. I hope everyone too from the military that has retired has gotten their proper VA compensation. And if you haven't, you can reach out to me, blue TRDJON at gmail.com. I worked with a third-party agency to get the proper VA compensation that I thought I deserved, because the VA is like, hey, we understand you have this issue, 0%. Oh, yep, you have this too. Yeah, we see that, 0%. So I just hope that everyone that has been in this chat that said that they were prior military is definitely getting compensated for you guys' time and stuff that you guys have done. Mr. Sunji says, I don't like something with the car dealership, because why so long a wait time for electric? I asked the last time for the 4Runner or RAV4 Prime, they said a 2-year wait. So I believe, Mr. Sanjeev, you said you were up in Canada. When I read that, when I asked where everyone is from, Canada, the RAV4 Prime 1 was hard to get in the first place. So it is going to be interesting to see them having that on multiple grades of RAV4, if there's going to be a scarcity of it, or if they're going to be able to get them out in time or what. But the RAV4 Prime was very hard to get, even in the United States. And then I'm not saying that Canada is a last priority for Toyota, but like, it seems like Canada is always waiting for vehicles to get up there, which is crazy. Have you seen the video of a guy that put 35s on a stock Tacoma? I was thinking about doing that for my 6th Gen 4Runner, but I don't want to find out if it rubs. There's also a guy in the 6th Gen 4Runner Club Facebook page that just put 35s on his stock 4Runner. It's relatively easy to do. Like, you do have to do some trimming here and there, but I think like 33s to a 34 are honestly just as good, because I think that 35s on the stock vehicle, they look kind of funny. Like, you have to put a lift on it for it to look good. I just think that stock 35s on a stock lifted vehicle or a non-lifted stock vehicle, I just think it looks a little funny, especially if your offset 2 pokes out just a little bit. I don't know. Like, I would just go with like 33s to 34s, honestly, if you're going to keep it stock. I think that that's the best way to go. Personally, do whatever you want, bro. It's your money. But I just think that's the easiest way, and it's the most beneficial way. Tony says, hey, John, is Toyota coming out with a brake fix? My 4Runner is so loud. So they're working on it. I've been told that they're working on it. Also in the Facebook pages, there's some people, I don't know if they know people at Toyota or what, but there has to be a fix coming from it for it, because the Land Cruiser does it and also the 4Runner does it. I haven't heard anything yet, but I really hope that they fix it soon. They need to fix it soon. Ivan is from Fort Lauderdale. Heck yeah, man. Beautiful area. Warm as crap right now, but that is such a beautiful area. Yeah, exactly. So that is the guy that I'm talking about. Ryan Gregg, are you in here? Brake fix? He'll say the same thing. They are working on it, but I'm not sure if it's going to be a TSB or what. But they are working on it. Charles says, definitely going to need that third-party VA info. Back is all jacked up. 2 years into retirement. Sorry for getting off subject. No, dude, that is what these live streams are for. These live streams are for us just talking about whatever. Like, it's kind of a break from Toyota stuff to give you guys some like personal information, some behind-the-scenes life stuff. That's why I say in the beginning of these live streams, you guys can ask whatever you want. Like, I am pretty good about saying whatever, unless you guys get like way too personal. Like, then I'm just like, all right, bro, that's a little too personal. But like, oh, John, what's your social security number? I'm not gonna answer that question, bro. But like, you know, whatever you guys want to talk about, like, we just talk about it in the live stream. So yeah, Charles, if you email me BLUETRDJON, I will get you the third-party agency that I used. And then there was also another individual that messaged me, or I messaged him, in on Instagram, and he has a buddy who just got out who's also doing that stuff, and he's working with him he doesn't charge an arm and a leg. So the person that I used, it was maybe 2 years ago, I think, and I think she charged like $2,400 or something like that, which to some, you know, that's a lot of money for a gamble. But like at the same time, if there's proper evidence, you have the proper documentation, and they're able to work with you, then like you get that $2,400 or whatever it was back within a month or two, right? And for a lot of states as well, there is also some good benefits as well, depending on what percentage you get up to. I know that it varies by state, but like for Florida, if you're 100% and permanent in total, you get your property taxes are exempt. One of your vehicles registration is exempt. You get all the state parks for free. There's a ton of stuff, and it all varies by state as well. So definitely make sure you email me, excuse me, and I'll try to get you hooked up, especially if you have the all the documentation for that. Ian says, "Hey John, currently at 100%, but wish I had my health. Have an autoimmune system that's kicking my ass." And see, like, and that's the hard thing too, right? Because like for everyone in the military, they're like, "Oh, John, you're skinny. You seem all there. How did you get 100%?" There's a lot of stuff that's, you know, hidden, right? Like everyone knows that mental health is a big thing. Like I already mentioned, like my back is bad, my ears are bad, joints and stuff from working on the aircraft like this, carrying heavy stuff, you know, range of motion and everything like isn't the best. So I mean, there's a lot of things that start to add up, right, to that 100%. Sometimes like speech impediments, all that stuff, right? Anxiety, depression, all that that just randomly hits too, can just start adding up. Ray says, "Hello, John. Retiring later this year after 30 years in New York as a police officer. That is awesome. Have a home also in Boca Raton. A Nori Green GX in New York, an FJ in Florida, getting set up for the next chapter. Love your content." Dude, that is awesome, and I'm glad that the New York Police Department pays that well, or that you purchase stuff early on. That is absolutely awesome. Boca Raton, I would love to go down there. That is such a beautiful area from what I've seen from the photos. And a Nori Green GX, oh, beautiful, man. And then FJ in Florida, that is awesome. Definitely enjoy the retirement. Like that is going to be, that's so cool. That is so cool. The Moon Baby says, "What's the reverse brake issue? Not familiar." So, and Harry's from Long Island, a photographer. That's awesome. So on certain people's Land Cruisers and 4Runners, and, you know, Sequoias, GXs, they've had TSBs, but it seems like it may be moisture issues. So like if you live in Arizona, because my 4Runner did not do it once when I was out in Arizona with it, but here in Florida, our Land Cruiser and also the 4Runner, when I would back out of the driveway like in the morning and the brakes are just fresh, you get like a squeaking sound. It's very annoying, especially if you live wherever you live, right? But like, especially if you're in like a nicer neighborhood and these are, you know, nicer looking vehicles, and then you're backing out of your driveway and it sounds like a hoopty. It's going like, like it sounds horrible, man. So those are the braking issues in reverse that people are having. Blue Waffle says, "Yeah, my wife is trying to leave me right now, and I just about enough of her nonsense. Hey, see you later." That's bad. But I hope you guys work it out. Unless it doesn't work out, right? But see, like, that's the thing. Just be happy, you know? If this is a legit comment and you ain't happy and she ain't happy, hey, see you later. But if you guys are just joking around and stuff, you know, it is what it is. But, like, yeah, it's all you. As we know, we only have one life, right? We only got one life right here that we're subconsciously aware of. So, I mean, like, make sure that you're the happiest with it, you know? And that's a fight that I have all the time, like with my YouTube. I was like, oh, should I? She'll be back. That's funny. And that's like the constant battle I have with YouTube, right? Like, do I keep this vehicle? Do people still want to see it? Blah, 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 blah. Instead of just like, no, I'm done with it. If people want to see it again, we'll do it in the future or something like that. But like, it's all about your life, you know? Ryan says, do you have a go-to everyday carry? So right now, I know it's not like a hole in their chest kind of a person, right? But I like a 22. One, because like it's smaller, it's easier to maneuver, it's not as loud if you have to actually use something like that. But I have a Walther 22, and it's a very clean, very nice pew pew, and I just like a 22. I don't know why. I know a lot of people have 9mm or like 308s or something like that, but like as a everyday carry. But I just, not that much recoil like at all. It's very discreet. It's nice and small, and it won't be like overly loud to like draw a scene. So that's what I personally like. Scott, how's it? What about you, Ryan? Put it in the comments. Scott says, finally scheduled to get the OTT tune done on my 5th gen 4Runner. That is going to be awesome, Scott. You're going to love it. Like, it's kind of crazy, especially for the Tundra and the 4Runner, since they're naturally aspirated, right? Like, the amount of tuning that they can do with the fuel ratios, the transmission tuning and stuff, too, for certain gear selections and whatnot with those vehicles. Again, my 4Runner only got like the fuel mapping and a couple other things done with the ECU, and just because that certain year that the truck has, they're not able to crack the transmission yet, which they said it should be coming soon. And the cool thing with OTT tunes as well is that if there's ever an update for it, like you're locked in forever. So like you get free updates if that tuner comes back to the area, and you're able to get it upgraded and stuff, then that's the best way to go about it. I feel like, and that's again why I like OTT, and I'm sure maybe other brands give you like multiple tunes and flashes if updates come, but I just like how OEM plus I get the vibe of OTT, so I really hope that you enjoy it on the 4Runner. Sam says, Sam asked the question? Ryan asked the question. Oh, Ryan has his answer there too. Sam has a 9mm for the win. Oh, I've heard that the P365 is pretty good, and a Hellcat. Have you shot those? I have shot a Hellcat, actually. I think that's the one. I think that's that. The Hellcat's a Smith & Wesson, right? Because if it is, I think that's the one that my wife has. Smith & Wesson, Glock 19. I have a Glock 19. And Shield Plus. Glock 19 is nice, for sure. I actually got that for pretty cheap because... oh, no, my wife says M&P now that you're saying that. The local area gun shop that we have near us, if you were military, you were able to get like the blue stripe police pricing on certain Glocks. So I got a Glock for pretty cheap. 19X Glock, yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you, Samuel. Yeah, the Hellcat Pro is the Glock. Okay. Yeah, the one that she has is the M&P. I don't know why I had the Hellcat in my mind. I feel like there was a Hellcat version of a Smith & Wesson, or it may have been another brand that had something like that one. But no, that's awesome. See, this is why I like talking about everything. We talk about everything. YouTube isn't like the best when it comes to talking about that stuff. Like they keep making all these parameters around guns on YouTube, and it has to be like for education purposes, or it has to be like cinematic stuff and everything. Like I don't know. I just think that everything should just be able to be said and shown and stuff to an extent, right? You can't just go buck wild and go crazy on all that stuff. But I mean, respectfully, you should be able to talk about whatever you want. Mike says, what happened to the GR Corolla? So the GR Corolla I am getting as a press vehicle. I believe it is coming in August, I think. So we'll be getting a GR Corolla as a press vehicle. As for if you saw one like in a short form content on my channel, that was when Nathan from Sixth Element just dropped his car off to take the Land Cruiser up to South Carolina. So I just had the Corolla, his Corolla, in my driveway for about a day or so. But we will be getting a GR Corolla. I believe it's August. I actually have it in my calendar right here when we should be getting a GR Corolla. So August, it's going to be September actually. So August, we're getting a Lexus 700H. We're getting an RX 500H. We're getting a Tacoma Trail Hunter. And then in September, I'm getting a GR Corolla at the tail end, actually, of September going into October. I'll be getting a GR Corolla, and then we'll be rolling that press vehicle into a Lexus LC500. So that will be pretty cool to go from a GR Corolla to a LC500. Never mind GR Corolla content, just answer my question. All good, dude. All good. That's hilarious. Iwazaru says, hey, John, shout out from H-Town. What's up, man? Here in Houston, there's an average of 80 people on a wait list for a GX550 Overtrail. Salesman told me never in his life when he had to stop taking calls from customers. That's crazy. I mean, if you're able to, right, go to a nationwide search, book a flight, drive it home, you know, if you're able to. I love doing that, and that's why, you know, a lot of people ask, why do you always buy out of state? Well, because my local area is a small area, you know, and there's a good wait list for a certain amount of vehicles, or the dealerships mark up the vehicle prices and stuff, which isn't the best sometimes, but like, man, that is a crazy weight of people still. And another thing, we were talking about vehicles holding their prices earlier. Dude, the GX 550, I mean, because Lexus isn't making enough of them, and it may be intentional, or maybe they just can't keep up with demand, but they are holding their value like crazy. Charles says, shoot, I forgot to ask. I know you're branching out with Ram, but have you considered doing the sports cars? Oh, so this is what okay, that's what that comment was for. So yes, I want to do some sports cars in the future, especially if Toyota is coming out with a new Celica or an MR2, and if they come out with a 6th generation Supra. I kind of want to see what that's all about, especially if it's a pure Toyota car. And not like a collab with BMW or something. If they collaborate with Mazda, I get it, because like Mazda is, you know, I think 20%, maybe a little bit less, owned by Toyota. And same with like Subaru, right? So like Toyota has ownership in those companies. So I'd feel like a little more inclined to purchase a vehicle if it's that kind of partnership. But I do want to get a sports car eventually on the channel. So we'll see how the GR Corolla content does in late September. So we'll see how that content does. But I definitely do want to get some sort of sports car on the channel, because, you know, this channel has started with the 4Runner, which is fine. And I love trucks and I love off-roading and stuff, but I do love driving. I do really enjoy cars. I have a binder like from when I was a kid of all the cool cars at the time and stuff. So like, I enjoy all vehicles. I really do. But like this YouTube channel, it really circulates around Toyotas and truck products specifically. But it would be cool to get a sports car. So like, I guess a way, you know, that we're going to ease into it is, one, with press vehicles, and two, with the GR Sport RAV4. So that is the one that I'm trying to get for a RAV4. If we do pull the trigger on a RAV4, so that's kind of like going into the sporty-ishness, but also like RAV4 content. So hopefully that would be a good segue into that. I don't understand how Lexus has a fix for the brakes on the GX, also had it also and fixed, but Toyota still doesn't have a fix yet. Since it's fixed, no squeak. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're just waiting for enough complaints on it, or if Toyota's just lacking on their end. But yeah, the GX already has it, and maybe. No, the GX didn't come out before. They came out the same year. I don't know. Hey, John, where did you order the throttle kit from where did you order the throttle kit for your Tacoma and 4Runner? I ordered it from Shift Power USA. I'm not sure if I have a link for them in the pinned link tree, but if you go to those videos, just type in like TRDJON, Shift Power USA Tacoma, or Shift Power USA 4Runner, whatever. That will give you a link to go over to their site, and then I get a commission for that, which is nice. But yeah, you could see my reviews and all that stuff for them there. Royal Oak says, when you get the GR Corolla, you have to find a course and try some rallying. That would be cool. We do have a couple tracks near us, so I'll see if I could do that there with the car, but also see how it is as just a daily too, right? Because we all know that they freaking get down. They get down on a track. We all know that. but it would be cool to see how it is as a daily. I'm not sure if it's a manual or an automatic that I'm going to be getting. Manual would obviously be cool, but I do want to see how that automatic is. I did drive it on the track, and it was actually surprisingly good on the track, but I don't know. I don't know exactly which one's coming in, but I'm still super excited regardless. Samuel says, John, you should donate your 5th gen to me for scientific research. The 5th gen's not going anywhere. It's actually somewhere right now. We're getting some paint repainted on it, and then we're going to do some ceramic coating and stuff for it. But the 5th gen will be back on the channel relatively soon, so don't you guys worry about that. Yep, Supra would be cool. M2 competition has entered the chat. Dude, the M's are pretty nice cars. The M's are pretty nice cars, for sure. I do like the M cars. Had a 2005 Celica GTS in high school, crashed a lot. Oh, gosh. It was front-wheel drive, too, right? Cam says, had to comment when someone questioned your everyday carry. I thought they were talking about a sling bag or shoulder bag. What can I say? I'm Canadian. Oh, sorry. I like me a 9mm SIG when I was serving. Yeah, that's awesome. I know. Poor Canadians with that. You guys can still get pew-pews and stuff, though, up there, right? It's just, like, a little bit harder. The crazy thing, like, for Florida, we have a tax-free... We get multiple tax-free holidays a year, whether it's, like, for hurricane preparedness. Like, it'll be tax-free on gas, generators, certain foods. There's tax-free holidays for school equipment and stuff too, like when school starts up again, like school supplies are all tax-free and all that. And now there is a tax-free holiday sale for self-defense stuff, and I believe it goes into December. I think it's like 6 months of a tax-free holiday for all that stuff. So time to load up on more and not pay taxes on it, which is pretty cool. Bubba says, hey John, what do you recommend as a daily? Man, that's hard, because I could go many different ways, right? But I think, honestly, like if we're going to keep it Toyota and keep it with good gas mileage, I'm going to say the RAV4 hybrid all day, every day. We had a RAV4 XSE hybrid, and it was the best car we had. Like, it got consistently like 41 to 43 miles per gallon. It was super comfortable on the inside. Was a little loud, so I am excited to see if Toyota really did quiet down the cabin of the new RAV4, because, you know, they said that they reduced a lot of the road noise, the engine noise, everything like that inside of that vehicle. So I like the RAV4 because it got good gas mileage. It was super easy to drive. It wasn't too big to park in parking spots, and it was a crossover SUV. So like if you had to, you know, for us, do stuff with real estate, like throw bags of sheets in the back and, you know, the blower and cleaning equipment and all that stuff to go clean, like our Airbnb or whatever, you were totally able to do that. Like we threw the dogs in the back of the RAV4 and stuff. So, I mean, I think that is probably one of the best daily drivers that you could do. Now, if you need a truck, I would probably recommend the Tacoma over the Tundra. Again, it's a little bit smaller. You still get that truck utility factor out of it. You could tow with it. It gets better gas mileage than the Tundra. So that's what I would recommend if you're going to do a truck. And like if you're obviously wanting to stay in the Toyota ecosystem. But we're at about an hour, guys. The last couple live streams, we've only gone for about an hour. So if you guys have any other questions, like last minute questions, go ahead and throw them on into the comments. I want to get and do some live streams in the future with like other YouTube creators. I know Barry from C-Tech Review, he has a Ram RHO. He's wanting me to get on to live stream with them to talk about the trucks and stuff. So that would be pretty cool, and that will also be here on the channel as well. But yeah, I just enjoy these live streams. We're able to BS and talk about everything. We talked about Toyotas today. We talked about some real estate stuff. We talked about pew-pews. We talked about where people were from and their jobs, VA compensation for my military viewers and stuff. I love these live streams, man. They're awesome. Steven Thomas says, awesome videos, especially on the 6th Gen 4Runner. SR5 and build out or off-road premium? If you can afford it, I would do off-road premium. Just because you get so many more interior features than an SR5, honestly. I would go premium just for that, personally. The SR5 is good. You're still going to get good off-road capability with it. You could get it as a 7-seater if that means a lot to you. But at the same time, you could also save 10 grand, right? And add some Catskins leather seats to it. Maybe add a bigger screen in the future. That could be good and still save a lot of money. But honestly, out of the box, I think that the TRD off-road is definitely the way to go. Nightcrawler, how's it going, man? Welcome to the live stream. Nice stream, shorty. Yep, very short stream. Or am I your shorty? I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, Nightcrawler always comments on a lot of videos. I truly appreciate everyone that comes to these live streams and also comments on the videos. You guys are legends, man. Thank you. Royal Oak says, do you know if there's any mod that will let you lock the doors while the car is running? I have to use the physical key. Oh, from Major Pain, that's right. I have to use the physical key. Really miss that availability from the Nissan. I don't think so, especially because with the remote start too. And I don't know if it's the same way in the Tacoma, but like if you're able to remote start it, then maybe that would be the way to do it. Like for my Tundra, what I did is I just got out of it, went to turn it back on, and then just like did the remote start to, I guess, do it. So it does suck that you can't just like stop the car, take the key out, press lock, because then it's like beep, 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 beeping at you and everything. So my hack for that was just turn the car off, get out of it, lock it 3 times, hold it, and then remote start the vehicle for an hour. So that could be one way to do it. This is a sad one, but also a good one, because I have thought about this, right? So if I have to evacuate for a hurricane and our house is going to get destroyed, which vehicle would I take? I'm assuming for hurricane or just evacuate for whatever, right? But it would be the same thing for people with wildfires, tornadoes, whatever. I have thought about this long and hard, and I think I would take the 4Runner, and the reason for that is because that's the vehicle that I care the most about. The dogs fit in it comfortably. It's an SUV. I think that would be the one that we would take, honestly, and just let everything else get destroyed. So the only other one I would take if I couldn't take the 4Runner would either be the Ram or the Tundra, and that's not to save it, but it's because they have a bigger gas tank, and if you don't know, like, especially when hurricanes and stuff happen, gas goes like that, which is crazy. That's why, like, during hurricane season, I always try to keep the cars at least half a tank of gas, just in case people freak out about, oh shit, I need to get gas. Oh, I do too. Oh, I do too. And then like you're just out of gas. So I always try to keep them at half a tank, but half a tank for the Tundra is like 18, 19 gallons, and half a tank on the Ram is, at about 16 to 17 gallons. So that would be the only reason I would take those trucks, is one, to throw stuff into the bed. Like if we, we'll run out of room, just throw stuff in the bed, close the tonneau cover, all that's safe from the water, and then the family will all fit inside of it. It would suck to lose the 4Runner in that regard, right? But, it just depends on, one, what has the most gas, are we going to be able to get out? And then which one I ultimately, all of us can fit in. But if I was able to, I'd 100% take the 5th gen 4Runner. Everything else, see you later, and try to throw as much as we can into it. But in minutes, that's just me, family. That's it, dude. We're rolling. Thanks for the live streams and chatting with everyone. You guys are awesome, man. You guys have a great night as well. Arham says, why can't I click on this? Did it freeze? Oh. Do you think that they might add the Sequoia bumper and tow hooks on the Refresh Tundra? I don't think that it will get the exact front end as the Tundra, but I do think that they'll do something different for the front end as the Tundra, or for the Tundra. And I definitely think that they'll put tow hooks on it. That was such a crazy criticism that people are like, yo, why are you the only full-size truck that does not have tow hooks? Tacoma has tow hooks, 4Runner, new Land Cruiser even has tow hooks. What were you guys thinking? So I do think that that it will have that for the Sequoia, or for the Tundra. Even Sequoia 2 may have tow hooks. Chris Cressida says, you roll your driver window down, leave the key. Oh, this is on the for the thing. Step out, shut the door, and lock it from the inside. Grab the fob and auto roll up the windows. You could do that too, especially if you have the auto windows enabled. You could definitely do that too. Yeah. So yeah, you could do that. Roll back up the windows, walk away if you want, or like I said, just unfortunately shut the vehicle off, remote start it, and then you should be good. But guys, I think that's it. I appreciate you all, as always, for coming in the live stream. I know Toyota Jeff isn't in here. He just comes in, pops in. But you guys make sure you go over to his channel, subscribe, go say what's up, and watch his Toyota content over there. And then also, Charles, thank you so much for the $2. I truly, truly appreciate you guys. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. More content for you guys coming. And most likely, I will see you guys next week again for another live stream. So you guys have a great night and a great rest of your week. All right, guys, catch you in the next one. Thank you. Appreciate it, Wazaru.